Hi there. Sitting outside today as I'm out of town in Lexington, Kentucky, enjoying a little bit of the spring weather here. Much better, I'm sure, than we have in Wisconsin. I just wanted to touch base with you a little bit and answer a couple questions that I've had from a few people this week. And I've spent a lot of time in pet loss groups this week, and having just recently lost two of my own fur babies, I completely feel the pain of others who are going through it right now. I've been asked by people in the past if it's the same grief as we feel if we lose a human, because some people just feel devastated and crushed and don't want to go on, and it's perfectly normal. I know when I had to make the decision for my 15-year-old Chinese crested Bella on February 17th of this year, it was really a hard decision. And after making it, even during the process, I was thinking, I shouldn't be doing this. It's something that I should just let be in God's hands. And the longer I think about it and grieve over it, I'm coming to terms with the fact that we do things for our pets because we feel that it's necessary for them. And this is just one of those things as well. And there is a great feeling of grief and guilt in that. I felt guilty I still feel guilty at times that I made that decision and that I had her euthanized. I knew she wasn't going to get any better. She was sick from middle of January on. I learned how to give her IVs and was taking care of her at home. We thought she was getting better, and then she developed congestive heart failure. And it was just getting worse and worse, and the LASIK wasn't taking care of things. And the morning that she just couldn't function anymore was the day that I said, if it's absolutely necessary, I need a sign. And honestly, my phone rang, and it was the vet calling me to see if I was still bringing her in for a checkup, since I had just had her in the week before when we put her on the LASIK to relieve the congestive heart failure symptoms. And I started crying, and I told them I don't think she's going to make it. So I was asked to hold for a minute, and they told me that I could bring her in at 4. At that moment, I knew that this was my sign, and I needed to do it. Again, it was the hardest decision I've ever made, and it was so difficult to do. And I still dream about it. I see it when I close my eyes. She was with me for 15 and a half years, and she was just a joy to everyone. She was blind. She went blind during COVID, and we just dealt with it. You just don't rearrange your furniture. And she got along just fine. But with this, I knew there was no saving her. And we had her cremated, brought her back home, and 15 days later, another one of our girls had a heart attack, and she died right away. And that just crushed our entire family. Losing one was hard enough. Having to lose a second one within 15 days was terrible. I'm still functioning. I'm still here helping others through their grief. I want to let you know that your feelings are authentic, that just because someone tells you, oh, it's just a dog, move on. No, don't allow yourself to hear that. Don't internalize it, because someone who says that obviously hasn't had a pet or been that close to their pet that they feel the loss as deeply as you do. They're part of our family. We take them in, we give them our unconditional love, and we couldn't ask for anything more from them. They are perfect. I guess that's how I've always felt with my pets. When we take in a pet, we're there to care for them through thick and thin. And we know that they're there for us in the same way. So, talking with others about their process this week has been healing for me as well. And I do want you to know that I'm here if you would like to talk things through. If you're struggling with a decision, check with your heart. What do you feel is necessary for them? And I can tell you not to feel guilty, but there's feelings of guilt that are going to be there. It's a great feeling of loss, and as I've mentioned before, grief is grief. Your body doesn't know the difference between grief traumas. If you lose a human, if you are going through a divorce, if you lose a job, any changes in life that cause trauma is grief. Grief is the death of something, be it a change in life, a change in your path, the death of a loved one, the loss of a friend that moves away, anything like that. And I just want you to know that I am here. I am a grief coach. I've decided that this is the path that I want to stay because I've lived it, many different losses in my life. And I have learned to carry that grief with me. And I just want you to know that it's possible for you to heal as well. So if this touches your heart, I hope you reach out. We can always schedule a clarity call. And I would like you to understand that there is a difference between a coach, a counselor, and a therapist. I, as a grief coach, I've been a therapeutic coach since 2009, and I've experienced grief in all aspects of my life. And I decided I was going to specialize in grief after losing a very dear friend last year and still being able to make it through and still here to help others. I felt that this was where I was called to be. Not sure of the specialization, but figured I'm really good at grieving. So since I've made it through, I'm here to tell everyone that there is a path forward. You never move on. You walk through your grief on your specific path, and you learn to carry it with you. Carrying your grief with you doesn't mean you're never going to cry again. It doesn't mean that you're not going to miss them. You're just going to learn to heal, and as a coach, I meet you where you are. I'm definitely not here to judge you. I'm not here to take you back to your childhood and fix you or fix problems of your past. A coach meets you exactly where you're at the moment and helps you walk that path forward. And learning to carry that grief is a very healing and very wonderful feeling. You still will shed some tears. You will also celebrate those wins for yourself when you can actually tell a story and have a smile on your face. So I know this started out as talking about pets, but in any loss, please know that there is help there and that there are people who care. I'm really sorry, I'm sitting outside. I didn't realize it was going to be this loud. But if you're one of the people I've recently talked to about losing your little fur babies, I am so very sorry, and you have my very deepest sympathies. I totally understand where you're coming from, and just know that there is a brighter tomorrow. Thank you. Have a good day.